part of what a lot of students feel anxiety about is that they haven't written a narrative maybe their entire high school education or maybe since freshman year. And so asking them to write something so important in 650 words is really overwhelming. And generally when students come to us, they don't know where to start, they don't know what they want to write about, or they have a very specific idea and it just doesn't translate well to paper. So we're going to take you through some introduction ideas. First, it's really important to draw the reader in with a really, really solid hook, because that's the first thing that they'll read, and you don't have a lot of real estate. So 650 words seems like a lot, but as our student panel could probably attest to, it's not a ton. You're trying to fit 17 years into basically a business card and hope that that works. So this is really important. The center of attention should be on the student, him or herself. A lot of students do this thing where they write about someone else, a parent, a mentor, and then the essay becomes about them and not about the student. So you really want to transition that focus onto the person, and your introduction should really establish the focus of the narrative. So we're going to show you a few examples. What makes a weak introduction? There are a few elements, and they're not, one is not worse than the other. They're all sort of bad. So we have a missing hook. Sometimes students start and don't know where they're going, or they're lacking an anecdote, which is a really small personal story. It usually takes up the first 1 to 2 paragraphs of the essay, but it's so crucial, it's so important because it personalizes you. I mean, as Ms. Bridget had said, for one counselor, they're reading 790, or I think Katie had said it, they're reading 791 essays. That's basically your entire freshman class, right, in high school, or your senior class in high school. And so you need to stand out of all of those people. An unclear focus, you're not really too sure who the story is about or what the story is about. It's lacking figurative language, which a lot of students suffer from, especially because in high school there's such a drive for analytical writing that the more narrative stuff kind of takes a back seat, and so you probably haven't used alliteration in a long time, and you might not remember what that is. You know, so it becomes a little bit of a struggle. And then there's an inappropriate voice. Either you're too rigid and you're trying so hard to be so formal, and that's not who you are, or on the total end of the spectrum, you're super informal, and that is not what you want to be. So, I had Andrew. That's why this is our back and forth. So I'm just going to read this to you really quickly. My Aunt Yefeng can speak 3 different languages, 4 counting the Shanghai dialect, name the 10 best restaurants in Shanghai off the top of her head, and hold the attention of a room more tightly than any celebrity. She's the head of the finance department of Dior Shanghai and can pull off a flower-embroidered dress in an office consisting only of white blouses and black dress pants. Confident, collected, cool, she's exactly what I want to be in the future. This is not about the student. This is about her aunt. Chances are her aunt already went to college. So she's not applying. What winds up happening is it's also a little bit of a name drop, which is unnecessary. No one cares. It's probably on your resume. You want this to be super important, but you also want it to be about yourselves because you're the one applying. So this student and I reworked this quite a bit, much to her dismay. So the problem, this student is not the main focus. The sentences need to flow. It's a little choppy. The hook's there, but it should be revised. It should be about the student. And then it needs much more figurative language, much more sensory detail. We had a little bit with the flowers and the white and black, but not a ton. So this is what we did. I watched Yefeng from the back of the room. Her poise and confidence radiates from every pore. She is collected, cool, and unwavering. This woman is exactly who I want to be in the future. Yet the girl standing at the back of the room is an ordinary high school student. Her voice is low and quiet whenever she actually uses it, and she's become adept at disappearing into the background of any environment. Different. Better, but different. More importantly, she takes the spotlight because she's the one applying. And then it became less about her internship and more about figuring out her role in that place and what she wanted to do in her future.